XYFM. The news.
United States. A woman in Orange County put her boyfriend into a suitcase and went to bed, leaving him to suffocate. She called emergency services the morning after, blaming the tooth fairy. Not quite, she said she isn't sure what happened, but lucky us, women have become so feverishly desperate to brag about their crimes online, affording you the opportunity to judge for yourself if you wish to believe her intentions were pure.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah.
You.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah. I can't breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
You know, they say they use that scene from Bambi where the mother dies as a test for psychopathy. Of course they do! It's a mother and her child, both drawn in the most neotenic way possible, which has exactly all the elements we as humans are naturally prepositioned to feel compassionate and nurturing towards. And the only male figure who is permitted to exist in this thinly veiled propaganda to brainwash people into hating men is the guy who shot her. If you want to know if someone truly has compassion for everything that qualifies for living being capable of experiencing fear, loss, and pain, Bambi, show him this one. Korea. An entitled gracious female feels personally inconvenienced because some men no longer wish to give CPR to entitled gracious females. Let's hear what she has to say.
Some Korean men are refusing to help women.
Nothing wrong with that.
A few days ago, a woman in her 20s lost consciousness and fainted when she was on the subway.
And that's why you do your
Illicit substances.
at home.
Apparently, there were a bunch of men in their 20s and 30s who refused to help, which got the women on the internet pissed.
Aw, host mad. Shocker.
And their reason being, they did not want to be accused of
Unsolicited harassment.
There were a few incidents where men were actually accused for
Unsolicited harassment.
A few? She mentioned 2 local cases in her video, of which I could find nothing on the internet. I wonder why that is. Anyways, let's look into it. Welcome to Doing Your Own Research with the Red Pill Fairy. Probably America. A 23-year-old woman is pressing charges against a man who resuscitated her after drowning at a pool party. She claims he wasn't performing CPR but was merely playing with her breasts, and her coming back to life wasn't due to his efforts but because of the foul stench emanating from her rescuer's mouth. The video taken by a bystander clearly showing her having been in need of aid will be used against him in court. Japan. A man was questioned by police after providing emergency medical assistance to a woman and was branded a pervert for opening her blouse in order to apply the electrode pads of an automated defibrillator. United States. A precious female who swam too far offshore to return of her own means was rescued by a civilian man as the lifeguard on duty was absent for a bathroom break. The instance incurred her medical bills she couldn't afford, and after the lawsuit she filed against the facilitators at the beach was thrown out, she went after her rescuer. Australia. A Good Samaritan spent 2 weeks in a maximum security prison after a woman whose car he helped fix falsely accused him of indecent assault. The 36-year-old married father of 1 lost his job and is now going through a divorce because of the false charges. United States. A man has been left stunned after learning he's being sued by the woman whose life he saved in a car crash after she accused him of breaking her rib and now wants him to pay damages. United Kingdom. A 51-year-old artist on his commute home from work brushed past a female at Waterloo Station. The interaction took 1 second. Yet the unsuspecting man found himself in court with the accuser's legal team digitally meddling with the evidence, trying to convince the judge that a man who had one hand on his backpack and carrying a newspaper with the other had indeed plenty of opportunity to put his hand under her skirt, shove 2 bone-dry fingers up her golden meow, pull them back out, and keep going without breaking stride. You don't even have to try to save or interact in any way with a
Term for sexually promiscuous female, generally considered derogative.
in order to have your dragged in front of the kangaroo court that is Me Too. Because all women are victims and men cannot be innocent. because an innocent man would be an inconvenience to the holy vagina. It took the court 6 months to throw out the case. 6 months of hell. A 6 months loss of work, opportunity, money, friendship, social standing, and his peace. Of which, of course, nothing will be reinstated or compensated for because who gives a
Fecal matter.
about men?
They'd rather be a bystander than getting their names tainted with SA. This all seems a little crazy to me.
Yeah, no
Fecal matter.
Sherlock.
What do you think?
What I think? I think it's you, women, who just won't stop lying, who just won't stop spewing threat narratives, who just won't stop filing false claims. Women who just won't stop
Disregarding the bodily autonomy of.
your boyfriends and then call the cops because he held your wrist to get you to stop.
Disregarding his bodily autonomy.
I think it's you, women, who keep voting for these politicians and policies to disenfranchise and disadvantage men to the point where the West, and according to your reports now, Korea just as much, has become an insufferable
Female supremacists.
hellscape for any self-respecting man, precious few there are, and more, never enough, but a little more each day, men are becoming privy to your games, and we are sick of your
Fecal matter.
So I tell you what I think.
Quack.
You.
Quack.
You. Oh, and almost forgot.
Quack.
You. Huh. No idea where that came from. I mean, women. They're such lovely creatures. What is there to be angry about? So, 140 years of feminism, 3, maybe it's even 4 by now. Generations of fatherless homes, the total eradication of any and all positive depictions of masculinity from media in 2012, Depp versus Heard, and women proudly posting their utter lunacy and degeneracy on TikTok since 2016. That was 8 years ago. And still, so many men run around deluding themselves that this is of no concern to them. 'Cause they are good men. Real men. These things only ever happen to other men, the bad men, who are bad because they are the other men. Well, good luck with that because...
Oh my God, you're like so negative.
Oh, hello, Cupcake. I was just talking about you. Roll the jingle. XY News, dose of positivity just for Cupcake. United States. President Trump has officially surpassed Scamelto Harris in Who Worked Longer at McVomit. If you wonder what that has to do with politics and the welfare of the American people, your guess is as good as mine. Let's not talk about the fact that that stuff is not just not food and will make you sick and die early. Let's not talk about the fact that in the current economic climate, working at McVomit won't land you a living wage. Let's abandon critical thinking, context, and the greater picture and be grateful that, for reasons beyond the realm of my comprehension, seeing a clumsy billionaire hand out fries through a drive-thru window has given people hope. So that qualifies for positive, does it not?
No, like totes, like totally positive, like my God, I can't even.
Thank you, Cupcake. Thailand. A desperate man entered a police station in Bangkok, Thailand, holding a knife to his own throat, threatening to take his life. Instead of
Pew-pewing.
him down and asking questions later, as it is tradition in the West, Officer Anirudh Mali chose a different path. Using his knowledge of psychology and body language, wait a minute, they're actually training law enforcement in Thailand? Damn. We should try that too someday. Using his knowledge of psychology and body language, he assumed a non-threatening stance to open a dialogue. The deeply distraught man explained that he was at his wit's end after his employer defrauded his wages and his guitar, which is his secondary income stream, had also been stolen recently. Officer Mali offered any help he might need, including giving him his own guitar, if he were to hand over the knife. After a very brief period of dissuasion, the man did just so without issue, after which the officer pulled him into a big bear hug, where he collapsed into his arms, reduced to tears. Officer Mali made good on all his promises, handing the man his guitar on the spot and even letting him play a song for them. If you're curious to why a cop has a spare guitar lying around while on duty, I don't blame you. But, for the sake of positivity, let's all agree that just this once, divine intervention shall be plenty in explanation. The officers further took the man to the hospital for a checkup and provided him with a meal. He promised that he won't squander the blessings he received that day before they dropped him off at a place of his choosing. And in all of this, no charges were filed. They didn't even require him to identify himself. So the man and his new guitar shall, at least to us, remain nameless forevermore. And that shall be enough gushy feel-good nonsense.
In the best interest of the court.
Come on. Okay. Munchie, watch your sisters and brothers, okay? Okay. Here.
Well, good thing that was only this one time. I don't think women really would.
Take care of your son, ho!
Okay, twice is still 2 times too many, but that's where it ends, right?
So I'm gonna go ahead, leave this, has diapers, wipes, milk, toys, everything that you freaking need in there. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave him right here.
Women, the more kind, more loving, more nurturing sex. Sure. India, still a feminist. You know what? Listen for yourself. Women, sugar and spice and everything nice. Wake the f up. Canada, still a, you know what? Listen for yourself.
You can't use a gun for self-protection in Canada. That's not a right that you have in the Constitution or anywhere else. If you try and buy a gun and say it's for self-protection, no, you don't get that.
Whatever your stance on self-defense might be, if you think this is a bright idea, you deserve whatever is coming down that hill. Make of all of that what you wish. My recommendation remains unaltered. Get out while you can.
Channel 69 XY News.